And we're still discussing more about the OIC summit. We were talking with Dr. Hesham Ashmawy, the chairman of the Egyptian American Business Association, Business Council. Dr. Ashmawy is still with us, but we are joined by our two other dear guests. With us also is Mr. Ahmed Moustafa, researcher in Iranian affairs. Thank you very much, Mr. Ahmed, for coming.
Thank you again.
And we have with us also Dr. Waleed Naggar, the economic expert and intellectual, with us on the daily debate tonight. Dr. Waleed, thanks for being here.
Thank you very much.
Well, starting with you, Mr. Ahmed, and knowing more about your close, thorough outlook into the Iranian file. The president of Iran is here after 30 years, actually. This is the first visit in a 30 years' time. How will it help in opening a new chapter of relations between both countries, Egypt and Iran?
First of all, thanks for being here. I'm sorry for the latency, but the transportation here. And then, yeah, I'm a very practical person. We have to get the experience of Iran, especially in the field of transportation, because no latency taking place over there. I was trying when I was recently in the Islamic Unity conference that was held by the Taqrib Institute and Al-Bayt Institute over the International Taqrib and International Al-Bayt Institute over there in Iran. There was no, even Iran, Tehran, it is similar to Cairo. It has a population of 18 million of inhabitants, but unfortunately no problems in transportation, no problems in traffic. The infrastructure is amazing. They have, unfortunately here the media is still not good in the Iranian file, and not, you know, trying to transfer the right image of Iran, especially this urban image of Iran. The transportation is funded by the government, but they have a very good, you know, tools. They are producing the locomotive units like the trains and things like that. And think if there is a negotiation in such matter, it will be good for us. The presence of, resulting to the main issue, the presence of President Nejad is very important, and it was really after 32 or 33 years for a boycott with Iran. I don't know why. Maybe it was, as I said before, international pressures, international or some regional pressures, but it is very important because Iran really wanted to support, as I said before, not to help, not to assist, because support is always with partners, but help or assist is always with the people who are dependent, who are yielding or depending on the others. This is a very important factor, and the Iranian people and Iran as a state see that Egypt, one of the oldest and historical country in the history, and they really need to support us. They really need Egypt to be a very good country, and they really need a cooperation with us, because in cooperation between two big cultures and the two oldest cultures worldwide is going to make like a fruitable thing that can, the two peoples, the Iranian people and the Egyptian people, can get such a fruit of such cooperation. Therefore, this is a good achievement maybe for the regime right now in Egypt, just the invitation, but it is important on the other side that Iranian can come and come close to the media, can make the people, or the media can make the people, the other people, the ordinary people, talk to them very closely in order to be more aware, because unfortunately the negligence about Iran is very bad and made the relationship between Egypt and Iran get worse. This is in brief the importance of the president, Ahmadinejad, and of course they have, I think, agenda and good economic files that could be discussed with them. They need to enhance the relationship between the businessmen, and this is exactly during our conference what we made is having a special session concerning the economy in the Islamic states and how to reinforce the economy of the Islamic states. This is a very important, and this is a good opportunity for the people of economy, for the businessmen to cooperate together with the economic states, just to empower the peoples and just to supply the prosperity of the people. This is very important in this time period.
Right. Dr. Waleed, your comment on what Mr. Ahmed is just saying, he's saying that such venues also should give like some sort of a breakthrough for further cooperation on more than one file. Mentioning the economic file, how has there been like some sort of a breakthrough, or if there are any concerning a sense of rapprochement also between the leaders present, and setting aside differences, working for the benefit of the Muslim world?
First of all, I would like to thank you very much and the family of the program. Actually, I would agree with my colleague, Mr. Ahmed, and I think that actually Iran, or the old name Persia, has a root in history. I mean, believe it or not, the word diwan in Arabic is a Persian word. And Umar ibn al-Khattab has borrowed this word a very long time ago, and they organized the state. They are very civilized people, and they organized their state long ago. Of course, I mean, Iran is a very advanced country, and being a country where transportation is very important, they are on time, they don't be late, and the advancement in the civil and in the infrastructure itself is very important. Of course, if they cooperate with Egypt, I think this would be an asset for the whole Arab world and Egypt too.
Right, Dr. Ashmawy.
Well, I agree that Iran has a great history. Egypt has also a great history. But again, let's talk about the railway stations, the system of the railway in Egypt. Why is it delayed? Is it because the train is bad, or because of the human in Egypt? So Egypt was the second country in the world to have a railway system. Egypt was always the train on time. What did happen? If we get today from England, from France, train, we have the metro from France. Is it on time because it's French, or because there's a system? So we really do need to adopt a system, whether it's from Persia or from France or from the United States or the West or the East, it doesn't matter. So we have to change the behavior of the Egyptian to a better behavior, to really do his job proper, to really do. But I don't mind, again, dealing with Iran in a proper way, dealing with the whole world. We have a very famous say, if your friend is close, make your enemy closer. So if we were friends, let's deal with them. If we were enemies before, let's also deal with them closer. That's not the issue, but the issue really how to take care of Egypt. What really the house needs, we should not donate to the mosque. So we should really find what Egypt needs. How can we really help Egypt, instead of just thinking to adopt system from Iran, which again, it will not work. And after 10 years, say, why did the Iranian system did not work in Egypt? Because the Egyptian didn't want it to work. Seriously, what do we have today? From England, we have trains. From Europe, from America, from China, doesn't matter what country. The Egyptian manpower should learn how to behave proper, how to wait on the mazla'an and not to let cars, and to have automatic things, and we have to have a watch on time, not really to abuse the system for our favor. Because of the prime minister was in the train and there's no air condition, he fired the chairman of the railway. So Egyptian, all the time they travel, I travel, and there's no air condition, and I'm traveling first class. And when I complain, they say, okay, we can refund you the ticket. Apply. I need to spend 2 hours to fill an application to get back my 40 pounds, which is $5.
So it's the system.
It is the system and the human. The Egyptian human being has to learn how to be devoted to the system, how to work better.
It's a culture.
Mr. Ahmed, how can such summits are important in bringing the leaders together, where they can see eye to eye on important files, international files? They talked about Syria, they talked about Mali, they talked about more than one important file. But how about the share of the human being that Dr. Ashmawy is talking about, the ordinary citizen? What does this summit have for him?
This is exactly. I just wanted to share, the good words of Dr. Ashmawy, but I have to say that really the Egyptians have to get a lot from the Iranian scientific research. This is very important. Why we don't have some sort as a effort before to our government and to the Minister of Information to send people over there in order to get trained over there in Iran, in order to feel that they are really patriotic person and they have this feeling of I belong to Egypt. This is very important thing. Scientific research is very important thing. How to modify and how to amend the system of education, this is very important, because Iran right now submitting at least 20 times scientific research more than the Arab world. This is a very important point. Scientific research is a very important thing. Number two, this is correlated to the same unity conference that was held in Iran. And one of my proposals, and I think the new leadership, whether in unity conference and the others in Iran, that they are yielding to what we as youth, proposed before, concerning how to merge youth and women, because youth and women, the human being, is a main factor in any, supposed to be main factor in any summit, because elites are, being together all the time, but unfortunately they have their own agenda, they have their own interests that don't touch the real person of the human being, of the people, of the youth and women. Mm-hmm. Therefore, we suppose several times before to having vis-a-vis meetings or sessions and such summits like this in between youth, women, and on the other side, the leaders, just to discuss together, just to have, a compromise together. This is very important because they are not listening whatsoever. Where is Syria, for example, in this summit? This is a very important question. How could I give, some sort of resolution when a country is the main topic of such resolution is not existed? It is fake. Therefore, as I told you before, maybe one time in one of our programs, that the people supposed to be represented in such summits in order to express what they really need, in order to discuss vis-a-vis with the governments, with the decision makers, what's supposed to do. This is very important to feel the pulse of the people. This is very important thing in my point of view. The four summits maybe succeeded, maybe not.
Dr. Waleed, how was the pulse of the Syrian people felt at the OIC summit? We know that there has been a trilateral meeting that was held among Egypt, Iran, and Turkey in order to discuss a sense of a mechanism for solving the crisis. But how was the pulse of the people, this sense of oppression, this sense of suffering that the Syrians really feel daily there on the table?
Actually, I would say that people are very, they feel very sorry for the Syrian people, and they are trying their best to resolve such violence and to resolve the whole problem. However, I think it's a bit complicated because the exit to the authorities is a bit hard, and both they cannot lead a conclusive dialogue, and this is very important. Actually, I would like to